All right, so we're officially recording the Mobile CSP Hangout for March 9th. The first thing, as always, on the agenda is to make sure we go around and introduce ourselves real quick. Some of us already shared what we were doing, but just give a quick 30-second overview who you are, what school, and what you're up to. So, Aaron, I see you here first. So you want to start?
Okay, hi, my name is Aaron Zarnicki. I teach at Joseph A. Foreign High School in Milford, Connecticut. And currently right now we are teaching, or I'm teaching the Mobile CSP Unit 6.9 or 6.10, which is big data, and explaining to my students how databases work, you know, with WebDB and TinyDBs. And it's a great unit, and we're actually working with fusion tables right now. So that's a great integration with students, and they're really starting to understand what big data is and how it affects our lives on a daily basis. Thank you.
So, Betsy?
Okay, just as an FYI, we don't know who's first for you and who's second, so prompt like you just did. Betsy Dillard, Tolland High School. I have semester courses, so I'm going back to the beginning again. I just finished Unit 2, and we've had a few snow days and evacuations and everything. So, you won, Aaron. Anyway. And happy to be here again.
Thank you, Betsy. Laura?
Okay, Laura Grover. I teach at Colby Cathedral High School. We do semesters also, so we just started again. I'm on Unit 3, where you're doing 3.8 and 3.10 tomorrow, because we have 80-minute classes, so should be able to get through error and parity in one class session.
Great. Laura. Ralph, you're next on my list. You want to go?
Ralph Morelli from Trinity High School. I'm currently teaching one section of Mobile CSP, and we just finished our first project, and we're in lesson 5.3 tomorrow, and they have their midterm exam on Friday. We're the only thing between them and their spring break on Friday.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you, Ralph. Jim, are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here. Jim Vasaskis, Hartford Magnet Trinity College Academy. I'm going to be starting the creative innovation project paper next class. 3 of my students are presenting in front of all the principals in Hartford tomorrow, along with all of the Hartford Board of Education for their emergency messenger app. I'm going to give a plug for computer science while I'm there. And also I'm working with the Connecticut Science Center to starting in April to bring computing to middle school girls.
Thank you, Jim. Jim, are you able to talk with us or just listen? You're next on my list. Jim might still not be able to talk.
Chinma, you have to type maybe. Although she's muted, you know. There. Oh.
Well, now.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Chinma Uche. I teach at the Greater Hartford Academy of Math and Science. We haven't had much of lessons for a while. We have had so many closures, so we are behind everybody. We're 6.2, 6.3. So that's also under the section of data. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Chinma. And last but not least, Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel Martinich. I teach at Jonathan Law High School in Milford, and we just did TinyDB today with my students. So I guess I'm on data persistence or persistent data.
It sounds like you guys are doing awesome.
Yeah, definitely. They are. We've seen greatness in the happen.
So, Pauline, your turn.
I'm Pauline. I'm a Mobile CSP teaching consultant, and I travel around to each of the schools and help all of the lovely teachers that are here and others. And I'm currently teaching a section of mobile CSP at Trinity with Ralph, and in the same spot, 5.2, 5.3 with a midterm on Friday. Okay, so usually the next few minutes we reserve for any updates and announcements. So one quick announcement for me, if you haven't seen already, Exam 2 is ready. So for those of you who are teaching a full year course, so don't lose the surprise, it would be Units 5 and 6 only. It's an extra exam that you don't, it's optional. If you want to give it to your students, it's ready to go. If you want your students to take it, if you're finished with Unit 6, let me know. We can have them take it. Again, it's optional, and there will be a final exam still at the very end that covers everything. If you have any questions about that, you can email me. And then the other thing, a couple of things were we wanted to make sure you're updated about what's going on with mobile CSP for the summer. So we've been getting lots and lots of applications. We officially closed as of today for accepting applications, more so for the online portion. And I don't know if Ralph, if you want to say anything about the CS for HS plans.
Okay, so just to back up a little bit, we announced back in January 3 ways to participate this summer. One was in Connecticut, and we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to do what we call a hybrid PD model, which means 3 weeks in person, weeks 1, 3, and 6, and 3 weeks online, with the facilitators available online during those 3 weeks, so you get help while you're working online. One of the main reasons for that is that we have various other commitments, like we're going to the CS for HS meeting in Texas in July, and also the ISTE meeting in July. So that's one option, the hybrid in Connecticut. Then there's a totally online version in that Jen Rosato is going to run through her grant. And I think we have some, okay, so those are the 2 options. The third option is we have a group in New York that's organizing teachers, where they are providing the funds for the teachers rather than coming out of our grant. So we should get another 10 teachers or so there, they think. And then what we've found out at some meetings we've been to, so Chinma and I recently were at and Pauline were at a CE21 meeting in January, where we were approached by several different people from different parts of the country saying they wanted to do mobile CSP. And it turns out Google is providing grants this year to support CSP projects, including ours and others. And also the criteria are to get a Google grant, CS for HS grant, you need to be doing some CSP professional training, and you also need to be setting up a community of practice. So it looks like there's a group in Florida, there's one in New Hampshire, there's one in Massachusetts, there may be one in Delaware, there's one in Nebraska, maybe one in Minnesota. So we have several other groups that are going to be putting in their own CS for HS grants, where the money would go to them to set up a local community of practice, and they'll be using and working at the same time as the teachers here in Connecticut and the ones online. So we could have something like 70 to 100 teachers this summer, if all those actually get going. So it's a good step up. And I think probably our last step up, because next summer online comes code.org. And I don't know. But anyhow, that's what's that's up with the summer PD.
Can I ask a quick question to Pauline? Pauline, are you talking about people applying to do the summer teaching position with Scholastica?
No. This is just talking about other teachers participating in mobile CSP like you yourself did in 2013.
Okay, sorry. Because I was under the impression that Jen had said I didn't have to apply again. I just had to say I wanted to.
Nothing's been announced yet about mentors.
Okay.
But I'm assuming we're going to need some.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is with these CS for HS ones, whether hopefully they'll add in funds for their own mentors.
If you need any help there too as well, Ralph.
Right, but it'll be, I don't know, a few weeks maybe before we figure that out.
Okay, well.
I think we have to wait, maybe have to wait till CS for HS decides. Chinma may want to add more to that report. Chinma?
She can't speak on the, well, yes, she can. Never mind.
I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about it, but I know that I want to, CSPA is encouraging chapters to apply for a PH for HX. That would go through CSPA National, which is why I sent out a survey to you people to complete. They said chapters need to be able to establish that they need the workshops, so it's a different model altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So if I look at the survey, then I'll be able to know whether we have enough need for regular meetings to support our project. The step for HS grant for the chapters is supposed to be support all computer science teachers, both those who are already in CSP and those who are not, so they get to know about it and help promote it.
Oh, it says this free meeting will end in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I got that too.
Uh-oh.
I got that.
I got it too.
Okay. Well, if
Oh, I guess we have a timeline.
if that happens, if it ends, I'll end the meeting and send out another link, and we'll just get back on real quick.
Okay.
On the same one?
No, I'll send out another link. I might have to try to. I'll see if I can cheat the system.
Did we know up front that they were going to charge us $10?
No.
Surprise! Ding!
Yep.
I thought it was free.
For an hour or half an hour.
It seems like you get 40 minutes and that's it.
Huh.
Okay, there is another one. I'll send you a link to, so you try it and see if it works better.
Okay. So maybe for now, let's just try to get the rest of the announcements in. So I didn't know, was there any news from 60 as far as the AP and anything that's going on? I don't know if there was anything shared.
60 was, I can give Chinma and I were both just back from 60. This is the special interest group on computer science education. This is the big annual international meeting of CS educators. Up until a few years ago, almost entirely undergraduate. But now, more and more high school teachers are coming, especially because of the CS principles and ECS projects. App Inventor was a huge presence there in several different sessions. The MIT group did a session did a panel which had a couple 100 to 150 people there, all pretty enthusiastic about App Inventor. And also they did a breakfast where we paid for breakfast, not out of the mobile CSP, but out of the MIT grant. And they had 100 people show up to that as well. So yeah, it was a pretty good meeting in terms of the interest in App Inventor. Similarly, I think mobile CSP had pretty good interest. There were Chinma, we gave our paper. We did a report on our first year there, presented a paper, and there were a couple of panels, all had pretty good attendance. Hey, Chinma?
Yeah, Ralph did very well. Ralph presented in so many wonderful sessions. It was really, really good. It felt very nice. Many people told me they were going to try mobile CSP when they get back.
You know, one thing I was surprised by there, Chinma, was the number of, the one panel that I was on was all the different CSP projects. So Berkeley's, Texas, Alabama, and so on. And what I was surprised by was they all are now 6-week PDs, yeah?
Yeah. I was so impressed.
What's that?
I was very happy because initially everybody used to say 2 weeks, 1 week, 3 weeks, and now everybody says minimum of 6 weeks.
I can remember, was it 2 years ago? I forget what meeting it was at, but Chinma was giving a flash talk, and I was sitting out in the audience, and Chinma mentioned that our PD was 6 weeks, and there was this huge gasp that went out all over the audience, and the people right in front of me went something like, "Wow, that must be crazy."
Yeah, that was the first PI meeting.
Yeah, do you remember that?
That was last year. That was Florida.
Yeah. Anyway, so right, so there. The other thing I was actually positively impressed by some of the things I learned about some of these other PDs. So I thought Code.org had some really nice ideas, although you can't actually see any of their stuff yet. But they're getting theirs out, the end of the summer or something, Chinma? By the fall. Yeah. So they're working to develop a curriculum, and they've got a lot of resources. So they've got, they've got curriculum developers, but they've got a whole group of testers and code writers, and it's quite a big effort. So it'll probably be pretty good.
But they don't have Paula.
Huh?
They don't have Paula.
Paula?
They do not have Paula.
He doesn't know by their name.
Pauline.
Our secret sauce?
Yeah.
Our secret sauce. They do not have it.
That's true.
No, but I mean, seriously, someone to go back and forth and patch the gaps made a huge difference from just teachers' confidence levels.
Yeah.
And I think the 6 weeks, but in addition to that, I think you had a lot of teachers at the end of 6 weeks, maybe Jim, that were scared crapless and absolutely sure it wouldn't work. And it was Chinma patching the gap. I mean, Pauline patching the gaps that really got it. I mean, she made a lot of teachers hang on.
Well, that particular part of our project is fairly well regarded by the others, because we do mention it, and everyone seems to agree that would make a huge difference if they.
It does make a huge difference.
No question about it.
And Pauline, let's face it, you came on as a very sympathetic soul, so it really helped. If you got somebody in there that was a little bit of a hard hat, it really wouldn't have done it,
Yep.
I think another thing that came true from that workshop was most people have moved from staying less than 6 weeks to 6 weeks. Now they're realizing you need more support. So I'm just hoping to see how we move forward as a community.
The other thing I'll say about, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's becoming clear that there needs to be continuous support. It's not just we train and it's okay.
Yeah. Another project that's doing a lot is Project Lead the Way. They had 60 training sites around the country.
They're expensive, though.
They're expensive. I don't like them.
No,
they're not free, and their materials are proprietary. And their course actually, the guy who's developing it is Bennett Brown, and he's very good. But it sounds fairly, it sounds really, really challenging to me.
From what I've heard from everybody that's used Project Lead the Way,
Yeah.
particularly in my school, because we have 2 courses that are Project Lead the Way.
Yeah.
They put so much in that it, with math, the big criticism is that the kids have no time to practice the theory
Yeah.
and no time to apply it. And that's really what I get from the Project Lead the Way stuff, that people don't make things.
Yeah.
You got about 10 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Mine says
I'm sorry.
1.5.
Yeah.
The other thing
one
I learned
one
about-
and a half.
The other thing I learned from Project Lead the Way from Bennett is that the CEO makes $450,000 a year.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You, Ralph.
That's very good.
That's very good. That's way too good.
No, the whole thing is what they say they train their own CS teachers in 2 weeks. And I have a lot of concern with that. That's my own. But however, and they're taking on more and more. So I don't know how they can train people in 2 weeks to go and teach.
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't either. All right, so we coming back in a minute?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this and I'm gonna send out another one. All right. Sorry about this.
Ciao, guys.
See you.
Okay, we'll go away now.